Hey y'all. So it's been roughly 90 days since I started my YouTube journey. What have I learned? What would I do differently? How has this journey changed me for the better? First of all, big props to that beautiful hazy afternoon light. I'm sitting in front of a window and the natural light is just gorgeous. And this is one of the only times when I'm not outside that I don't have to worry about lighting or light sources in my home. So I'm thankful. I've just completed my first 3 months on YouTube, and y'all, I am ecstatic because as of right now, my subscriber count is at 78. And you might think, 78 is not a lot. Like, what are you talking about? What is that to be happy at? 78 is a lot for me. I am grateful for every single one because that means that 78 people saw something in me they wanted to support, and I could not be grateful enough. And one thing I like to believe is if you're grateful for the first 78, God is going to bless you with another 78. First of all, let me start by saying that it took a lot for me to even work up the courage to post the very first video. I am an introvert. I am shy. I have social anxiety. Well, I wouldn't really say I'm shy. I'm not necessarily shy, but I am naturally introverted. I do naturally just tend to kind of isolate to protect my energy. Oh, there's Roscoe. It's one of the big boys. Yes, I have social anxiety. I tend to avoid large crowds. I do not like the idea of public speaking. The thought of public speaking or having to speak in front of a crowd is something that is intimidating for me. I literally, my heart will start racing. Like it's just a no. So having that courage to step out and to speak anyway, that's a big deal for me. I also have a hard time speaking directly into a camera. That is not something I'm naturally comfortable with. And when I first started my channel, I was leaning towards a lot of voiceover content. Yes, the voiceovers frighten me, but not as much as looking directly into the camera and just speaking. But the funny thing about that is the video I posted recently with my frugal tips is the best performing video that I've ever done. And I was literally sitting down in a room talking to the camera and not overthinking it. It's so easy to become overwhelmed with self doubt. I think we all have this like little voice in the back of our heads that's saying, you can't do this. Anytime you start something new or are trying to reach your goals, this little voice, maybe it's not saying you can't do this, but maybe it's saying you're not good enough. No one's going to listen to you. You don't have the experience. And that was me. The hardest step is always going to be just starting. Literally, the first step, just starting. If you have done that, then you are going to go further. If you have found that courage within yourself to take that first step, regardless of your fear, regardless of your self doubt, regardless of whatever little criticisms that you are saying to yourself or others are saying to you, if you have the courage to step out, take that first step, that is the hardest part. Let the journey begin. And I will say, I took that first step and I was so proud of myself just posting a little video, and I did it all wrong. And there's so many things looking back now that I wish that I had done differently, right? But I posted it anyway, and I learned lessons, and I posted another and then another and then another and just on and on. And here we are. And I'm so grateful that I finally took that step. Just that one step has had ripple effects in my life. First of all, my confidence is growing. It's not as intimidating anymore to look right into the camera and to just speak. And that shows up in other ways in my life as well. I'm no longer afraid to voice my opinion or to speak up for myself. And I never really had an issue doing that, but you kind of have that like self doubt along the way. And that is fading. That is what happens when you start posting in a public platform such as YouTube or any social media, really. Because when you do that, you are opening yourself up for people to see, for people to hear what you're saying. And yes, you're opening yourself up to criticism as well. And how you deal with that, how you learn to deal with that, whether it be positive or negative, can really be something that you carry with you for the rest of your life. It can help you as you reach out for all of your goals. I've learned to turn my criticism of my own self and other people's criticism of me into fuel to motivate me, to encourage me, to keep me going, because ultimately that's what I want to do. That's why I started this in the first place. I will tell you this, when I first started, I had absolutely zero subscribers, none at all. And I was very thankful that the people that live within my home, my family, they instantly subscribed. That brought me up to a total of 7, and I was so excited about that 7. And I slowly crept my way up to 24. It held at 24 for weeks. I mean, at least 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. It just stayed at 24 subscribers. And then something has happened over this past week where I wake up every single day and that subscriber count has grown. And I am so excited. Every time I see that I have a new subscriber, I'm like, oh my God, yay! I do a little happy dance. And yes, it's corny. Yes, it's nerdy, but it's me. And inshallah, one day I'll wake up and I'll see that I have 1,000 subscribers, maybe even 2,000. And who knows? I mean, it can happen, right? And that's the thing. You have to remember that if it's happened for other people, it can happen for you. It can happen for you. Whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, if there are people out there making a living or working toward that dream and it's happening for them, they're seeing progress, maybe it can happen for you. Do not let your self-doubt, your self-criticism, your fear get in the way of what you want to do. Whatever your dream is, go for it. And another thing that we really need to work on, and that I've learned from this lesson, is stop believing that things have to be perfect and that you have to be 100% prepared to start working on your dream. I have told myself over and over again, I want to start a YouTube channel. One of the things that held me back from starting for so long was I felt like things had to be perfect. I had to have the perfect camera, the perfect setup, the perfect house, the perfect background. My skin had to be perfect. Y'all, things are never going to be perfect. And if you are looking at that as a reason why you cannot start your channel, you will never start. Or if you're looking at that as the reason why you can't follow whatever your dream is, things will never be perfect. Start now, start with what you have, and work on building yourself up along the way. There's something to be said about gaining skill and gaining experience along the way. And that's exactly what it has taken to start this YouTube channel. I am not a filmmaker. I am not a public speaker. I'm not any of that. But I got tired of telling myself, wait for this camera, wait for this phone, wait for this day. And I just started. I started despite the fear. I started despite being fully prepared. I am literally talking to you right now, filming from my iPhone. It is not even a new iPhone, it's an iPhone 11. I am using these little $16 mics that I got from Amazon. And I also don't know much about editing, but I am learning as I go. And I've been using iMovie, which is a free app. If it is your dream to start a YouTube channel, use your phone. Just start. Just start. What are you waiting on? What are you waiting for? Even this little tripod that I'm using right now, it's literally something that has been laying around our house for quite a while, not really been used in the past, and here it is, holding up my phone so I can make this YouTube video. And another thing, you always feel like starting a YouTube channel that you have to have the perfect background, and that's just not the case. I found that people value relatability, people value genuineness, and they value just being real. And y'all, look around me. The house that I live in was built in 1951. It has not been updated. I know y'all can see, y'all see that wood, but I tell you what, I love my home. It is what provides shelter for me, my beautiful children, my wife. We love our home and we try our best to keep it clean, and that's okay. It does not have to look like every other influencer's home, every other person with a YouTube channel's backdrop. People are here to see something real, and nobody wants to see just copycats of someone else. Whatever your talent is, whatever your dream is, it is unique to you. It is a gift uniquely made for you. And it may not look like everyone else's. It may not look like what the next person's dream looks like. Your art may not look like someone else's art. And that is why you are beautifully and uniquely made. And that is what makes you you. There could be 1,000 copycats, but there is one you. Use your talents, use your God given abilities to make your dreams happen. And yes, I may be talking a big game for somebody that's been on YouTube for 90 days and only has 78 subscribers. You're probably like, what? Girl, hush. And that's fair. That's fair. But guess what? I will never have a large amount of subscribers if I don't start. I will never be able to reach my dreams if I don't start somewhere. And the same goes for you. Who knows where you'll be in a year or two? Who knows where I'll be in a year or two? You have to start somewhere and you have to start someday. So why not let that day be today? Let your day be today. Just from these past 3 months on YouTube, I have seen my confidence grow. I am no longer as afraid. Yes, I'm still afraid. I'm still afraid. I still have the anxiety. I'm afraid that my words are not going to come out right, that I'm going to get tongue tied. And I do. I do all the time. And guess what? I cut those parts out and I keep going. Sometimes I don't even cut those parts out, I just let it roll. But you do not have to portray this idea of perfection, because at the end of the day, none of us are perfect. Be yourself. And I think that that is my big takeaway over the past few months that I have been on YouTube. I have learned to just be unapologetically myself. Your confidence grows, your skill set grows. Those are things that you are able to work on, to build upon. I really wake up excited every day, excited to brainstorm video ideas, excited to think about what I'm going to film, what I want to talk about. And just with my little bitty 78 subscribers, I have had some amazing conversations. I have swapped ideas about being frugal. I have had amazing conversations around bicycles, and those are all things that I love. So it really can't be overstated the value that YouTube has brought into my life in just these 3 months. Just to have that agency and that ability to self express and to talk about things that I love, that's amazing. I know that we all have things that we are passionate about that we want to share with others. And so YouTube may not be your dream, it may not be your goal, but whatever your goal is, share it with others. Share your dream with others. Do whatever you need to do. Start today. Don't make excuses for yourself. Get on it. Because at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to happen. That dream that you've been running from may be your calling. And you could say, yeah, but what if I start? What if I start my channel? What if I start my YouTube journey or my dream? What if I start walking that path and I fail? Not everything that you post is going to perform well. That's just the reality of it. But you can look at it as a metric of how badly do I want this? Because if you just stop at a couple of failed videos, maybe you're not wanting it enough. You've got to keep going. YouTube is quite literally a numbers game. Eventually, you are going to strike something that is going to get you views. And you are going to learn little things along the way to help improve your videos, to help improve your content. I will tell you one personal thing that I had to work around is my age. I'm 36 years old. I already have an established career path, right? I'm a nurse. I work long-term care. I have worked long-term care for the last decade. And I had this little self-doubt, this little voice in my head saying, you're 36 years old and you want to start doing YouTube? Like, really? You want to be a YouTuber? Get that voice out of your head. I have seen so many people over the last few months that are in their 60s, 70s, that are starting YouTube channels and are doing phenomenally. And it really is a long-term game. Yes, you have some people that blow up overnight, but the majority of the people that you see on YouTube that are successful are people who have kept working at it month after month, year after year. So how badly do you want it? So I'm ending my first 90 days with 78 subscribers as of right now and about 5,000 channel views. And I will tell you this, I am so excited for the next 90 days. Who knows? Maybe in 90 days, I'll come back and give like a follow-up report. But I'm excited to be able to do that. Who knows? Who knows what can happen, right? Who knows? But you, what are you going to be doing over these next 90 days? Whatever it is, whatever that dream is, whatever your goal is that you've been putting off, start. Start and come back here in 90 days and tell me how you've done. That is an order. Remember, believe in yourself. You were beautifully and wonderfully made. You are here for a reason. And whatever that dream is, baby, go for it. Go for it. Give it your all. I would rather try and fail than never have tried at all. I need to write that down. Did somebody say that? Was that like a famous person or something? Either way, that line was gold. Stop waiting for perfect. Just go for it. And I will see you guys later.